Technical difficulties. Hold on. All right. See, technical difficulties once again. What's up, people? How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome back to Yakin with Yukon. We're trying something a little different tonight. We've got two guests. They're kind of one and the same, but two guests. We got Colin and we got Joe, EC Collecting and JMC Collects. There. If you guys haven't seen them, if you've been living under a rock and you don't know about Well Effing Figures, they've been doing that for a long time. Oh, God, they've been probably doing that about 8 months now. Doing a great job. Had a lot of amazing guests. So wanted to bring them both back on the show this week to kind of talk about that. Talk about, what they've learned, how they've learned to handle this whole interviewer role, some of their favorite guests, and, kind of what they got in the future for their podcast. So definitely looking forward to talking to these boys again. We've got Rex in the house. What's up, Rex? How you doing, buddy? Millennium Workshop. Guys, if you haven't checked out Rex's stuff, go check him out. He does phenomenal stuff. One of the best makers of stuff. Let's call him that. Rex does awesome stuff. So there you go. All right, guys. Well, here we go again. It's Sunday, Yakin with Yukon. Let me go ahead and bring in Joe and Colin. We'll get this show on the road. What's up, boys?
What's going on?
How you guys doing?
Wonderful. We can't hear you, Colin.
Colin, you there?
Yeah, what's up? I was muted.
There he is. You're good. You're good.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, man. What's up? Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. We got Mr. Carlos in the house as well, too. So what's going on? What's new with you guys?
Not a whole lot new. Just trying to survive. Trying to make it in this game here. Trying to book people and make the best decisions we can. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But I'll make the best of it and keep on trucking. But yeah.
Yep. Colin, what's new with you, man?
Not much. I'm on vacation right now, doing some toy hunting, finding a lot of shit. I figured out that you just got to leave the city to find stuff.
Well.
It always goes that when you're on vacation and you find everything you've been looking for.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I've pretty much everything I've needed and haven't been able to find. I found it on day one.
Nice, man. Awesome. We also got the man collects, and we got LeBron in here too. And T3 says you look weird without your hat. He says without a hat is weird.
It's different. I haven't seen him without a hat much either.
All right. So you guys have been killing it with the podcast. How long you been doing the podcast now? About 6, 7, 8 months?
It's October
30th was our first one. Yeah.
Okay. So about 8 months. What would you say you guys have learned from, what's your experience been like? Has it been mostly positive? Have you had some little bumps in the road? What do you feel the overall reaction would be for your podcast right now?
I don't. It's been a good experience. We haven't had any problems with anybody. Everybody's been great. It's fun meeting new people.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's been
kind of figuring out what we want, and
yeah, we're talking behind the scenes on what direction we want to go, and I think we're both on the same page. It's just sometimes you hit a bump and you gotta fill a space, and it just things are going to happen. So we're working through it, but yeah, we're good.
Right. And you guys recently moved from Sunday morning to Wednesday night, correct?
Yep. Oh yeah.
How do you think that's going? Do you think that's helping things out as far as
Oh, definitely.
reactions?
I love doing Sunday mornings. It was it was fun, coffee and everything, but just I don't know, too many people. There's not on,
Yeah.
And the first night on Wednesday, it was night and day, so I think it was a good call.
Yeah,
you guys also had an all-star lineup, so that helped.
Yeah, that didn't hurt, right? Yeah, we definitely love Sunday mornings. It was fun to get up and get that going, and But we talked one day and was like, we got to see if this is the right direction going forward, and we both decided that try to pick a night where not a whole lot of streams are going on. It's hard to do that right now, but I think it's going good so far on Wednesdays. I love that first one, like you said. That was probably the most enjoyable one I've had so far. Having that many people on it was kind of like a shit show, but a good one. And it was, it was kind of like the Final Girls episode. We had just everybody, just a lot of energy, so it was fun.
Right. Yeah. And do you guys find it hard to manage a podcast when there's that many guests on? Because you had like 4 or 5 at once, right? Do you think did you find it hard to manage it, or was it just kind of, let's just?
I think it's a whole nother. I don't know. It's like a whole nother beast, Like you got to reel it in sometimes, but
yeah, I think it's definitely more challenging. Yeah,
everybody's pretty I don't know. People are pretty respectful of each other, so if someone's talking, they're not really, I don't know.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, we never tell anybody to mute or whatever when somebody else is talking. We just let it go because we don't. There's no rules with us, so we're just like whatever happens, and it seemed to work out. I mean, even with the Final Girls, they had their thing where they would ask, "Hey, do you want to answer that? Do you want to answer that?" to each other. So it kind of like was just common sense, and they knew what to do, and it just flows.
Right. Well, and when you get that, it's kind of like what you're saying. When you get those people who know each other a little bit, it's easier to flow, easier not to step over each other and that sort of thing. But, it can be, for someone who doesn't know, it can be a complete shit show for 5, 6 people. And it's like, how do I reel this in? How do I bring this back? Has there ever been a time where you felt like maybe you were losing a little bit of control, or has it always been in the spot where you guys are like, I think we got this?
Well, there's definitely been times where it's been overwhelming. I know, for instance, with the cast of Black Mass, that was an overwhelming show. I mean, it was, I don't know, it just seemed more serious. Like, I know that was the first show I had butterflies during, like,
sure.
Yeah. But, I don't know. We try to keep we try to keep our shows like pretty like free, I mean, I do write stuff down and, use a lot of it sometimes, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was funny because we were going from, I believe, if I'm thinking correctly, we went from the shit show the first night on 9 o'clock to Black Mass.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, so this is like 2 totally different shows that we're doing, and they're like kind of back to back. So we had to go from our goofy, like anything goes show to the serious show with a snap of a finger, pretty much. And it was, like you said, it was a little unnerving with them because here they are, they're like actors, and like Devaney Penn is a pretty, I would say, big actor, actress. Right. And, it was a little unnerving. You're just having them there, first of all, but then just coming off of the shit show. And then it was like, all right, we got to change faces here for a second, because this is serious shit.
It was really serious. It was like a really serious topic for them, So like there was no like joking around with it,
right.
Like they wanted to get a message across, and I don't know. It was at first I was pretty nervous.
Yeah. Well, and that's tough when you're used to being free and clear, and then all of a sudden you got to be serious and you got to be on point. That's a big transition.
It was a learning curve. That's for sure.
Yeah, because like we were the only 2 that saw the movie. The actors didn't even see the movie yet. They said of it.
Yeah, that was another.
That's
thing.
Rough.
So we had to watch what we say.
No spoilers, man.
No spoilers. Not even to them backstage, and then be good at the same time, which we really aren't good, most of the time. So
they didn't want. We couldn't reveal like the name of the serial killer. Nothing.
Right.
I mean,
and we still can't because it's not really out yet. So we're still like hush, and we told them we would, and I'm going to stick to that, So
I'm going to have to go back and watch that episode. I don't think I've seen that one, but kudos to you boys for doing that, because I don't even know what I would ask. I mean, if you're interviewing people, it's like, what would you ask? How would you like hold your tongue, that long and stuff?
It wasn't easy. I had to think about every word that came out of my mouth, and I usually just let shit go, and that's what gets me in trouble most of the time. But if we had to think of every word, because I'm like, how am I going to word this without giving it away? And it was like, it was a little tough, but we made it.
Right. So Dre's in the house. What's up,
What's up, Dre?
He had a question for you guys too. Okay, so let's see. So Dre's saying, would having a set of rules for how the guests interact help?
I think that would be probably going against what we want to do. We just like to flow and let it go. Like I don't write a question. I don't write any questions down. I prepare not one thing for the show anytime.
You know, and
I just go from what I know from watching. If it's a collector's video, I
Mhm.
like for like 80s Toy Rock. We had him on. I watch a lot of his videos, so shit just started popping in my head as he was there. Sometimes Colin writes things down, and I love that because he's like, "Do you write anything down?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "I did." I'm like, "Phew. All right." So that's a space filler, too, just in case like we get stale, and just in case, like last resort, we have something written down because I have nothing. But so he prepares a little bit better than I do.
sometimes it's kind of hard when it comes to like the live chat. Like I've contemplated so many times not even going live format because when you got certain guests on, or especially like with the event, the Black Mass cast, like you're so focused on them and you only have them for so long, like it's hard, and you don't want to like it's hard both ways though, because you want to acknowledge your chat obviously because they're there supporting you, but at the same time, like you get what I'm saying, like you don't want to
Totally.
take focus off your guests, especially when you have a whole panel on there. Like I don't know, it's hard. It's almost like depending on the show, like, and I don't. It's like do you go non-live format, but then it's like do you switch back and forth? I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, because you don't like you don't want to ignore the chat, but sometimes like when you get deep into the questions and they're talking, and it's like hard to get back to the chat, and you don't want to ignore them. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe going forward someday we'll think about maybe the big guests, maybe pre-record it. I don't know. We'll see. But I'd rather
it
do
also
live.
depends on the chat too. Like
Yeah.
like when we have chats that aren't really talking, I mean, it's kind of hard to interact with them.
Yeah, true.
But then we have chats where it's on fire, and it makes it easy. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like obviously you can ask the chat. They have questions and stuff, but I don't know. I don't think I would have a set of rules for them.
Right.
No.
I think that's really restricting the guests too. I mean, I know I didn't give you guys a set of rules, did I? I would.
Just
I
10.
think
That's it.
right. I'd be like, I think that's really limiting what you can do, not only for yourself but for the guests as well. So I think that would be kind of shooting yourself in the foot. I don't think that's the best of ideas. So, Dre's next question: will you guys go back to just you on the show talking about topics and stuff without any guests?
I think so. I think right now we have a few open spots in August. So if we don't fill those, we'll probably just have a conversation or interact with the chat and things like that. And yeah, but we're definitely going to do. We're not going to have a guest every week. It's just we've been lucky so far to most of the time have a guest every week. But
when we started off, we didn't even want to have guests every week. It was kind of like we wanted guests to be, like a special thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been going against our own
format.
Yeah, it's just fun to get to know people too. Like, and then when you message them and they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Really? You want to be on this shitty show? Like, this new show that's not really doing much right now? You really want to be on this? Okay, well, cool, thanks."
With that, Joe, we were talking in the back, like a two-part question.
Mm-hmm.
How hard has it been to get guests? And do you take it personal when you either get ghosted or you get a no for guests?
Well, how can I put this? So 99% of the time, it's either three things. So the person's too big that they don't even see the message because they're like they have a million messages. Or two, the person responds within a couple days, yes, I'll do it. No problem. Thanks for inviting me. Or a couple times I've had just people who look at the message and then never respond, which I really don't like because I even say in the message to them, please let me know one way or the other. That's just a mutual respect. You know, I don't know you, you don't know me, but all I ask is just tell me no. I mean, it's not going to hurt my feelings. I mean, we're going to move on. If you don't want to do it, I've had one person tell me that she wasn't comfortable hearing her own voice or being on camera or any of that. And I was like, that's perfectly fine. If you ever change your mind, get back to me, whatever. But that's the only one. She was honest. I'd rather have that than when you see that little scene at the bottom and then you don't see anything, like, and you're waiting and you keep going on Instagram and it still says seen 10 days ago. And you're like, yeah, okay, well, you know, screw you, man. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, for the most part, it's been pretty respectful, and people are really responsive and want to do it for the most part, which surprises me.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever take it personally if they say, you don't like you said, you don't know what they have going on, for one, and two, like, maybe they're not comfortable with it. I mean, I know it took me a while before I jumped on a live.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to cry at night because they don't. Even if they don't answer me, I'm just like, once I give them one more little message, and then it says seen again, and they don't answer, I'm done. I delete it and I move on. But that's about it. I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, hold a grudge or whatever. And you know, the couple people that did it to me, I still watch their videos. So it's not like I'm gonna hold a grudge and screw you, I'm deleting you now. But no, I'm not like that. So I still follow them and support them, even though they didn't answer. But maybe, like he said, something might have been going on. You never know what's going on in somebody's life. So who knows? But
very rarely has somebody said no.
Right.
Yeah. That's great.
That's a great thing. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Who would you say? I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. I'll make you do this. Okay. So give me your top 3 favorite guests you've had so far.
That's hard to take. I love having everybody on here, you know, like, but I got to say, like, for me that sticks out, Susanna Malik she's so much fun, and she's so crazy to be on here. And like she said, you don't know what she's going to say. So she kind of fits right in with us. I guess I had to pick her for one. What do you think, Colin?
I'm going to go with the Black Mass cast just because it was challenging, and I like when things challenging. Yeah. That's what keeps me going.
That's a good one too. And then
I like my whole life with jobs, like when jobs if they get boring and like you're like at that point where like you've learned, like, I don't know, I just can't go on. Like I have to find a new job, and so I like when things push me and challenge me. So I would have to go with that one. Yeah. But I mean, every guest has been it's been fun. Like so.
Yeah,
I would say I have a favorite.
Yeah, I can't pick favorites, but they all been fun. But like another one that was really cool and challenging, and like I said earlier, was the Final Girls. Just because there was so many of them, and it kind of put us to the test on like how we could control that environment, and it was fun.
That's true. That was our first time with like a big panel too.
Yeah, it was just fun, and they had a lot of energy. So, but like I said, we haven't had one guest. Honestly, 100%, never had a guest that we got off, went backstage and said, thank God that's over. Because 99.9% of the time we say, that was so awesome, that hour went by so fast. And most of the people that come on want to come on again, which is nice too. And some of them have, and some of them are coming back on. So I hope they're having as good of a time as we are when we talk to them, because we like to talk about their actual life and not actually what they're known for sometime. And if that makes sense. But so, yeah.
I always tell them in the beginning, like, if we end up talking about unicorns at the end, that's what we're talking about, you know? So
just got to keep the conversation going, right? That's the big thing. That's the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Carlos says doing the homework with questions to ask from both hosts makes things flow without a lull. Carlos would know. He does that as well. So, yeah, I would agree with that. And then Rolando's in. What's up, buddy? Nice to have you here. And then we've also got Collecting Havoc. Good to have you guys here. All right. So did either one of you guys have any experience interviewing people at all before you started the show?
No.
Nope.
No way.
It was trial by error.
Not one little ounce.
Yeah. Public speaking, that's not my forte. Like
me either. My knees used to rattle before I get up in front of class. Like
I think in high school when I had speech class, I think I skipped more class than I went to.
Yeah. So
it's not me.
So, needless to say, you're not comfortable speaking in front of people, is what you're saying. So, what made you decide to do this? Well, you guys obviously got together. You talked about it before, but what made you decide ultimately that, hey, we want to do this and we want to do it together?
I don't know what really drew me. I don't know. I guess I love podcasts, and I love watching. There's certain things I love watching on YouTube, and I guess that kind of
I remember
drew me towards it. And I think just doing lives with like other collectors when I first started my YouTube channel, it got me into it. So I think that's just about it, really.
Yeah, and for me, I remember like being on like T3s, overgrown third graders, and for the mental health and for the normal shows, just filling in here and there. And one day I had a conversation with Carlos. I said, "Hey, man, I would love to do one of these," and he was like, "Well, I think Colin wants to do one," and I was like, I think I messaged Colin a few days later. I was like, "Hey, man, I heard you want to do a podcast. Would you want to do one together?" And he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I like right away, I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then I threw a couple names of shows out, and he was like, if I remember correctly, he was like, "I really like that effing figures one because it kind of fit into like figures, and all that, but it also could mean just about anything." So if my memory's correct, that's the way it went. But I know I had that conversation with Carlos, and he was like, "Yeah, I believe Colin wants to do one," and then I reached out to him, and here we are. So yeah.
Yeah, and Carlos did say like, yeah, we were both co-hosts on Overgrown. I would have said that, but I kind of consider that the start of everything, honestly.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
But yeah, he is right.
The first time I was ever on camera in one of these is the mental health one. Like that was, and that was a little unnerving, not only because of the subject matter from everybody on the chat and everybody in the live stream, but also because I was like, man, this is my first time on here. I'm like, shit, this is gonna be nuts. So so we owe a lot to him for that. So he pretty much got us hooked up, I would say, but yeah.
Nice. All right, let me welcome a couple more people. Yeah, Legacy, what's up, Daniel? And we got Duffman. What's up, Duffman? And we've also got Viper's Pit. What's up, Viper's Pit? All right, cool. So, you guys said that you were a little nervous over the Black Mass interview. Is there any other time you've been really nervous? I mean, you've had some big people on. You've had Kyle Peterson. You've had, you guys have done more of these than I have, so I can't even remember all the names. But is there any other time where you kind of had to psych yourselves up and maybe a little nervous and had to calm yourself down before the show?
I think like in the beginning, the only time I'd get kind of nervous was just the initial start of each show, just doing your opening. I mean, nowhere close to being perfect with anything, but it's not nerve-wracking anymore,
No, it's not.
But there's
been
turns
doing it, but so
there's been no show for me like the Black Mass one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing else has made us. And I think, like I said, I just got a tornado alert. We were talking backstage about that. Yeah.
Yes.
But just the subject matter and being such big like stars that they were, I think that had a lot to do with it. So that was the only one that I really felt like. And plus, we saw the movie before they did, so there's a lot of things going against us that night. Like we can't say the wrong thing.
Yep.
And we have to not, there's no joking the night. There's not, we have to be straight faced, and everything was just it was a lot to remember.
It was very serious. It was the total opposite of everything else we've done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This is funny. Turn the question around on Yukon. Have I ever been nervous? I'm nervous before every freaking show. I don't know why, but I do get nervous before every show for some reason, except for when I'm interviewing Carlos, because I know that's just going to be a shit show completely. So, yeah. But other than that, no, I get nervous every single time for some reason. Can you guys? This is if you guys want to talk about this. Can you go over? Do you guys discuss it as together who you want to have, and can you walk us through the process of what it's like to determine who you want to have on the show, and then like who does what, who asks, and kind of go through that process?
We both bring each other people Joe usually sends out the messages. It just kind of happened that way.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing like a lot of the setting everything up and all the logos and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doing the StreamYard and everything, and it kind of just naturally formed that way. So that's just kind of how it goes. But guests wise, we bring each other guests, kind of.
Yeah, like he'll shoot me a message, see if you can get a hold of this person or whatever, and then I'll try it. It just works out that way because, I guess, you know, he's better with this technology thing than I am for the most part. So he does the logos, you know, all the StreamYard stuff, and he's good at that. And then, I guess you could say I'm just a smooth talker like Star Wars stuff. What's up, brother? When you know, you know. I don't know. It's just I know Colin could do it also. I'm not saying he can't. And he has, but it's just like he said, it works out when one of us are doing this kind of thing and he's doing what he does, and it's worked so far. So I guess we're doing something right. But yeah,
I mean, really, yeah, it just naturally formed that way. You know?
Yeah. We didn't say you do this, I do that. It's just like he does his thing with the StreamYard and the logos, and then a lot of the promoting on my channel and on Instagram. I'll share with him, and then, you know, he'll either share that or he'll tweak it a little bit and make it his own, and it just works like that. So,
right. And you guys are obviously on a ton of different platforms and stuff. Can you go through what platforms you're on? You're on obviously YouTube.
YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Amazon, Google, Pandora.
Wow,
those are the big ones.
We're on a lot. I didn't even realize.
that's most. That's
See,
most.
He does that.
Where do you say you're getting the most traffic from? Is YouTube bringing you the most traffic, or are you noticing a lot of good numbers? Yeah,
YouTube's bringing us more traffic. For a while, it was taking a while to get like any traction on the podcasting platforms, but they've been going up like steadily now.
Nice, awesome.
I pay most attention to YouTube though.
Right.
Yeah, me too.
Right. And you guys obviously have a different YouTube channel other than your own for the show. How's that doing as far as numbers and stuff? Is it doing, you know, it's slowly progressing and
it's slowly progressing.
Yeah.
I'm happy it's separate though, because I know it's just that, you know, I don't know. Like when it was on my channel, you don't know how it's affecting one thing or the other. And at least now it's just its own contained thing. So, but every show goes up, so that's all I can ask for.
Right. Nice. So
yeah, mine's like I got like 40 new subscribers with the ICC footage, but before that I was just like stagnant at like 220, and now I'm around 260. I don't know, something, and I don't know. I don't put a whole lot of effort into it, to be honest, either, because I don't like going to Target and Walmart.
Right.
And I did go to Target today, and I didn't film because there was nothing there. Like, we had none of the summer geek out stuff there. None. Like, it didn't even hit our store yet. So I don't even bother doing it. But like, I got a horror con coming up, Monster Mania Con in August, that I'll be filming, and then something in July I may go to, but I'm not sure yet. Those are what I'm focusing on in the toy stores themselves. But I don't know. I should do a lot more Targets and Walmarts, even though they're not really packed in there like some people's, but I just don't get there enough. I'm lazy with it, I guess. I don't know. So I can't expect it to go up too high because I'm not really putting a shitload of effort into it. I should, and I want to, but just been busy lately too.
It's very time consuming to put that much effort into it and keep doing the same shit over and over and over. So yeah, I get you, man. It's tough. Star Wars Sith, I forgot to welcome you, Tony. What's up, man? If you guys haven't seen my interview with him last week, go check that out. That was a lot of fun. So what do you think the future is looking like? Are you going to be more focused on, you know, kind of more celebrities? You're going to still stick with toy hunters? Where's your focus at right now?
Honestly, like I don't know who I was telling the other day, but like, I want anybody. It doesn't have to be celebrity. It doesn't have to be this person. I just want someone interesting with interesting stuff to say, you know, I mean, or that wants to talk about interesting stuff, which is pretty much everybody. So
right.
I really don't want another toy hunting channel because that's what I have going already, or what we both have going already. So, it's probably more so, I don't know. It's hard to say.
I mean, I think
what I'm trying to say is I'm trying not to focus on toys.
yeah.
Sure.
But even if the person is a toy hunter, we don't really want to. We watch your show, and you do a great job at talking about why people collect, what they collect, all these things. So if I want to know that, I watch your show, and we watch your show. I know Colin and I watch your show a lot. And overgrown third graders, same thing. If we want to know about the toys and the toy stores and those guys, we do watch his show. We support his still. It's a great show. But for us, even if it's a toy collector, I think even 80s Toy Rock, I use him for example. Burf, we were just talking about like when we were kids and like the games we played, the forts we built, the things we did, baseball, all these things.
How things have changed,
how things have changed, and that's what I like to talk about, like the person, not so much. I mean, it's cool that they collect because we do too, but we like to dig in deeper to what else
really
makes them tick.
I would really like to start bringing on like other content creators, like outside of the toy collecting community.
Sure.
Any category, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I have a few people that I have messages out to, like from overlanding and camping and mountain biking. Some young ladies who do the van life, but I just think that they're so big and busy and they're on the road in the mountains, so that they might not get the best of service. That I have not heard back from a lot of those yet, but that would be cool to talk to them, because that's another thing I do love is all those things I just mentioned. Like, I would love to drop everything and just get in the van and go. Like, that would be great. I know Colin said that before too. I would love to talk to these people and see how they had the courage to do that and like quit their job and just go and do what they're passionate about. And it takes a lot of courage to do that, and I don't have that. So I like to find out how they did it. So that would be cool to hear that.
And I get what Collecting Havoc's saying. I get a lot of this too, and I'm sure you guys. Says that 5 weeks before I'm in the hot seat here, I'm already nervous. It's kind of normal. At least that's how I feel. Do you have a lot of people tell you guys, before they come on, man, I'm really nervous. I don't know what to do. I'm afraid I'm going to say the wrong thing. Have you guys run across that a lot?
I don't remember anybody.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe I just make people nervous.
We've had people tell us like they've never done it before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they probably just don't tell us though,
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe they don't tell us, but I don't think I can recall any time somebody's told me that they were nervous about going on. No,
but I would say that's a pretty natural thing.
Absolutely. I mean, if you've never done it, if you've never been on it, it's.
I know I was nervous the first time. It took me a while before I was like, all right, I'm going to try going on a live stream. Like, it took me a while to warm up to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, especially when you start looking at the numbers. You guys, you had like over 30 people on when you guys went to Wednesday nights. I mean, do you ever look at those numbers and you're like, ooh, there's actually a lot of people watching right now, and you kind of have that in the back of your head? Does that ever?
Oh, it feels good for sure. Yeah. Finally,
Yeah.
people hearing you.
Yeah, I like to. I look at it quite often when we're live. I'm looking at yours now, but I'm like it felt good to have 30 people watching, like 30 people that actually wanted to watch the show and see the guest, and it's definitely a good feeling.
It also on the other end makes things a little tougher too, because you want to please 30 people,
Right,
so
right.
Yeah, and you want to address 30 people. Yeah, you want to address them too. Like, and like you said earlier, it was kind of tough with certain shows to do that when you have multiple guests. It's hard to get to the chat. So,
and if someone like comments on something and you want to get to their comment but you just can't, like you start to
for example, tonight you're going to the chat a lot less than you normally do because there's two of us. So it's a little different.
I know.
And that's not a knock. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. It's tougher.
It is
when you got two people. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Kudos to you guys for having like 7 people on and then still being able to acknowledge the chat. I don't think I ever want to do that.
It helps though too when you have like when we have like 7 people on, because they'll also help with the chat too.
Yeah.
You know, like
Mhm.
one of our guests will pull comments and stuff, and I mean that's not us asking them to do it; they just do it. You know.
Yeah,
so.
like Seth was good at that. He would just like he would pick a question out of the chat and say, "This guy's asking this." I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah, Seth. I mean, the great thing about
he's
Seth,
easy to interview. He's
so
easy.
easy because when you ask him a question, he's gonna go and he's gonna keep going,
Yeah.
and it's like
Mhm.
you know, if you got about 10 questions, you'll probably be good with Seth, which is awesome. It
Yeah.
makes your job easy.
Yeah.
Do you guys feel like you're a lot more comfortable now than when you first started, as far as the interview process goes and everything you got to ask? And has there ever been a time where you're like, shit, we've got like 20 minutes left. I have no more questions for these people. What the hell am I going to ask them now?
That
We
happens.
have had that happen.
Again, it comes down that to me. It comes down to like the guest too. You know, like if someone's not being as talkative, or I do like Carlos was saying earlier, like doing homework and having stuff. I usually, dude, I've filled up like 3 notebooks already. I usually don't get to half of the stuff on the pages because it usually like it's free flowing and it goes where it wants to.
Yeah. I remember one particular time, me and Colin messaged each other. We're like, shit, we're only halfway through this. And but we just pulled a rabbit out of our hat, and it worked out. Like we just got them talking, and it was good. But yeah,
I sure hope that wasn't with me. I hope that wasn't with me.
Oops.
If it was, I'm sorry. Oh shit, there it is. There it is.
No, definitely not you. It was
okay.
It was somebody bigger, because we were like, you know, like I guess because we didn't do our homework enough, or whatever the case was. It's just I think it was like more top heavy, so all the questions got answered really quickly in the beginning. Like they were really quick answers, not like long drawn out ones. And then we're like, shit, you know. And I'm texting them, you know, like, what do we do? And we figured it out, and it worked out. Nobody even knew, I don't think.
That's definitely something that like I've noticed and have worked on, is where you ask your questions. You know, like. Like I know, like there was one guest I asked Joe what he had for him, and he had it was a really good question or topic, and he was going to start with, and I said, well, like, why don't we wait with that?
Oh yeah,
because you know, like you were saying with the last guest, if you ask your good questions up front and stuff, it kind of screws you for the end.
Spread them out a bit,
So it's definitely something I've been worked on or been working on and getting better at.
Yeah, and that's one thing that like we try to do for each other. Like that was a good suggestion from him, that like, because I remember exactly, I forget who the guest was, but I remember him saying, let's not shoot that one right off the bat, because we need to save that one for later on so we don't run out of material. So we try to do that for each other too, where we're texting each other and saying, let's hold off, you know, and then nobody knows about this but us, and we'll wait on that and try to help each other out like that. So that's why I say whatever chemistry we have, it works out great. You know, we might not always agree, but you wouldn't know that, and you wouldn't catch on to that if we didn't tell you. So there.
Well, I wouldn't have known that unless you guys told me that you're texting each other and saying, hey, you know, should we ask this question? Should we ask that question? I would have had no idea.
Yeah, you should see all the shit we're talking about you right now.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Like, where's he wearing sunglasses at night? I'm just kidding.
Because that's the look, dude.
It's mostly Carlos.
I wear mine like that when I go from, like, if I'm getting out of the car and going into Walmart or Target, boom, there you go up top.
You want to know why? You know how many pairs of sunglasses I've lost in my life before I started doing this?
I
didn't want to pay all that money. I know where they're at. My wife's always looking for sunglasses. Where the hell are my sunglasses? I know where mine are.
Dude, you don't want to hear my sunglass story. It's heartbreaking.
Oh, I do want to hear your sunglass story.
So maybe 5-6 years ago, we were on a boat in the Chesapeake, and a friend's boat. We were out there drinking all day, hanging out. I had a $260 pair of Oakleys.
Oh no.
Well, we get off the boat, you know, we put our stuff in the car, and I have to go take a leak so bad. So I go into porta potty, and my $260 Oakleys slip right off and fall right into a pile of you know what, right in that damn porta potty, dude. And it was like, do I grab them? And I'm like, hell no. They're sinking like quicksand. I'm not touching them things, man. They're gone. So for now I go to Walmart and I get my little Walmart $15 sunglasses, and I don't care what happens to them. So that was a bad day. It was a good day, but then it ended bad.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
exactly,
it's like
P3.
$20 for sunglasses in case something like that happens, and then no big deal. You know, they
Man,
brand
it was
like
like
whatever.
quicksand, man. It was like you just see them sinking down, and
Yeah,
you
you're
didn't see
like,
'em
it's
anymore.
over.
Gone.
It's over.
Yeah,
There's not enough.
I was just at Fleet Farm looking at sunglasses, and they were like $20-$25. I was like, man, this is way too expensive for sunglasses, dude. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, think about what are sunglasses actually made of? You know, like some
Yeah.
plastic and maybe a wire
Plastic.
inside. Like,
Yep.
yeah, dude, like what?
I have a pair of Oakleys now, but they weren't that expensive. I got them from the vault. They said they were on discount.
Yeah, I used to buy Oakleys too, and then my brother consistently would take them from me, and it's just no, not anymore.
I don't even wear them because now I have a
way.
fear of porta potties, so I don't even wear the damn thing. Like,
Dude, yeah, yeah. It's like, I mean, you could go to Walmart and you can get, you can get the clearance for like $3.
Right?
You can buy like 10 of them.
the piranhas. The
Yeah.
piranhas look just like Oakleys,
Yep.
and the only thing is, it has a little piranha it rubs off really easy. So you could just like do this, and it comes off, and nobody knows the difference. You just don't see that. Oh, too bad. I don't care about that shit. I'm too old for that.
Right.
Just buy bootleg ones. Nobody
Yeah.
knows.
Exactly. Who cares? For me, do they fit? If they fit and they cover my damn face, then that's all I don't care about.
Yeah, I don't
I
care who they're made by, as long
No.
as I like the way they look. That's
Yeah.
all.
There's
all
one
I
certain
care.
style I like, and if I don't care who makes it, if it looks like that certain style, I'll get it.
Yeah.
If it's under $20, because I won't go above that anymore.
No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
That goes along with like I watch Mad Hatter a lot, and he's been having issues with some guy about bootleg NECA figures, and I'm like, and there's no way that these figures are bootleg because for one, they're coming out before the actual figures, and I'm like, even if they were, let's say they were bootleg, and you're holding them right next to each other, and they're exactly the same. I mean, who cares?
Who cares?
I mean, it's made of the same material. It's got
Right.
the same paint
Right.
on it. What? So what? NECA didn't verify it? Like, it's still the same thing. So who gives a shit?
Right. The only time it matters is like on the 90s TMNT, the ones from GameStop,
Right.
when you can clearly see, the color of the head is completely different than the body, and Raph's got a smile this big, and it's like that matters. But any other time, I'm with you. It's like, who cares? Unless you're going to resell it, then maybe.
Like I've had some bootleg shit in my day, but I've never come across bootleg Oakleys with the actual O on the side and all that. Never.
I don't think I've seen any.
I had a laugh too the other day. I walked into Walmart, and I remember on one of your videos you were talking about how you were looking for the Genghis frog. I walk in, there's one hanging there. I grabbed that sucker.
I had to get Carlos to get me the Baxter and the.
I found him too.
I can't, dude. They would not.
Yep.
My Walmart suck. My one Walmart, it looks the same way it did 6 months ago.
Oh, mine are the same way.
Mine
are the same way. I traveled 2 hours out of the city, and they had all of them.
See, I go into Delaware for the Target I went to today. I go into Delaware to go to that one at the Christiana Mall, and I swear it has not changed since I went there 3 months ago.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And today I went to get dog food, and I was like, "Well, I'm here. I'm going to check." And I'm like, "This is pathetic." Like I even did an opening, like walking through the parking lot, and then I didn't get to use it because I'm like, "There's not shit in here. I can't make a video for this."
No, and that's
terrible.
the thing too. As a creator, you can't put your audience through that same pain that you're feeling.
Yeah,
It's like
I mean,
I can't show you the same shit I've shown you the last 3 months.
I did find the dog food I wanted, so I could have videoed that.
You could have done that.
And I did find the Boba Fett skateboard, but it's $2.99, and how exciting is that? It's not really it.
Yep.
Oh, collecting Havoc. He said the new retro TMNT wave is starting to sit, and I've been noticing that too. Like, I think most of my targets, you can find all the giant TMNT figures. They pretty much are just sitting. But it's certain retro figures like the Genghis Frog, the Screw Loose and Wingnut, Baxter. Like, I've never seen them down by me, and I come up here and bam, all of them.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. I don't get it. It's just so hit and miss. Like, we could, like, just north of me in Guthrie, that Walmart's completely different. Got all the new stuff, but it's like I don't have an hour to drive up there and get it. It is what it is. Let's go back to the man's comment here. I used to do trainings in my old job in front of lots of people. Rarely got nervous when I was on this show. Nervous wreck.
It must be Yukon.
It's got to be me.
Yeah.
It's got to be me. I'm sorry I'm making you guys nervous. I don't know why that is.
Well, probably because like he knows at his job there's only a certain amount of people, but on Yukon's channel you can get millions watching this.
Yeah, right.
I mean, over the years, you're going to get. I mean, even I guarantee you get enough where it probably equates to more than what is in his company. So he's probably thinking it's going to get watched over and over and over and over by Lord knows who.
It's true.
So it could be a
Well, and
little
you got to
more
be
unnerving.
you want to be careful with that too. So, if for some reason somebody from your job or something watched it, you do want to be kind of careful what you say. I've had people tell me that in the past. They're like, I can't. I won't name them, but some people did tell me on the chat when I asked them. They're like, just kind of be careful. Don't make me cuss. Don't make me do these sort of things because my job could watch it. And I'm nervous about that.
Which is very unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is your free time. If you're being monitored on your free time, that
has nothing to do with your job,
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's complete crap. There he is. There's Jose. What's up, General Kenobi? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. And I'm way behind on the chat, guys. I'm sorry. See, they just said that too.
I was thinking that. I'm like, he's way back there. He's been
way
here.
back there. It's
Well, that's all
question.
Right. What the hell,
Exactly. Will you guys do an AMA live someday? And Excalibur would say, give the people what they want.
Will you guys do an AMA someday? What do you think, Colin?
I don't know.
I don't know how to answer that one.
I got nothing.
Me either.
I got nothing. All right,
we'll
so
see.
let's see.
I'll give him a we'll see.
Joy says, as a teacher, one of the things I hated in my early days was not feeling like I'm prepped enough and I had time left till the bell rang. I got better and found my rhythm, and it made me better as a teacher. Yep. It's all about preparation. Well, the other thing is too, you guys mentioned it before. You got to kind of get a feel for where the conversation's going. Just because you have a plan in your head doesn't mean it's going to go like that. We just got done talking about sunglasses. I don't have any notes here that say, let's talk about Joe and Colin with sunglasses, so really you got to get a feeling of where things are going and how that is. Let's see.
I mean, honestly, back to AMA, like you could do that any day. You can ask us whatever you want, I mean,
yeah. I mean,
I'll tell you anything pretty much. Send my social security number.
I think that's kind of like
that.
Almost the point of our show, come on and talk about whatever you want.
Right. Yeah. Well, then that's the thing too. I think a lot of guests at times feel like, to me, there's a responsibility in the guest too to give more than one word answers.
Yes.
Be
definitely.
more elaborate. Say more things. Don't give me a yes, no.
That's part of you.
Yourself,
Yeah, that's part of you accepting the invitation to come on.
Exactly. And it's like, if there's nothing you can do as an interviewer when somebody does that, there's been times I'm like, what we talked about before, I'm like, shit, what am I going to say to this person now? And no matter what I say, it's going to be a one-word answer. So it's like, you just got to go with it, I'm a celebrity. I'm not, dude. No, that's not true. I'm not intimidating at all. Not one bit. All right. So let's talk about your individual channels. Colin, you're getting very close to 1,000. What does that mean to you, man?
What was it? I didn't hear you.
You're getting very close to 1,000 subs. What does that mean to you?
Oh, that's what I want. I mean, I want it to keep growing. It was going up really well, and I've been at like one of those stagnant spots right now. But I also was I wasn't feeling good, and I was kind of slacking on stuff. So hopefully now that I'm getting back and I'm posting more stuff again, like it'll start jumping up there again. But yeah, I'm happy. It's what I wanted. I wanted my channel to grow. I'm having fun with it, and that's all I can ask for.
Right. That's the main thing. But yeah, man, congratulations on almost being to 1,000.
Yeah.
So
almost there.
Are you close to monetization yet?
I will be.
Yeah.
Nice.
I get that 1,000 subscribers.
So you got the hours.
Oh, I'm like right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
And Joe, what's your plan for your channel? You're still moving up too?
I don't know.
Is it just keep going?
You know
with
what?
It, or
I enjoy the podcast way more than doing the other stuff. And like I said, I'm really lazy when it comes to the other one. I really need to get with it and do more. I see everybody else pumping out video after video, and I'm like, damn, like how do they even do this? It's amazing to me. But I have very few stores around me that I could go to. I have to travel to go to the stores. So it's like with work and then, just being beat ass tired when I get home and doing things like that. I just, like he said, like T3, I don't take it seriously enough because I don't have the stores around to do it. If I did, I would take it. I would probably have more time to do it and take it more seriously. I enjoy doing the ICCC footage. I enjoy doing like the Monster Mania footage. I enjoy doing the actual like collecting like toy store footage. So I need to get with it with more of that. And yeah, I don't like doing unboxings. I think it's boring to me. Like
Yeah, it's hard.
I don't think anybody really wants to hear me say what I think of something. They can go get it themselves and they can have their own opinions. For me, it just doesn't make sense. I don't watch a whole lot of those. Shorts, I was liking them for a while, but I don't know. Just I ran out of ideas on those, so I'm kind of stagnant right now. I want to get back on the ball. I definitely do. I just got to find time to get to these stores that are 2 hours plus away from me.
Yeah, huge
And,
time commitment. You know, that's
yeah.
like an all-day thing.
That's the only thing, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I would say to like all of us that's started like a year ago, and to have like even around 1,000 subscribers in a year, you should be like you, Carl, everybody, they should be proud because you got to think a lot of these YouTubers that have a lot of subscribers, they've been doing this for like 7-10 years.
Mm-hmm.
They've been on YouTube for a long time. So
yeah,
to just get even 500 subscribers in a year, to me that's an achievement. I mean,
definitely, because there's so many now. There's so many that are coming on, even within the last 6 months. So many coming on, and it's like if you can get to it, like you said, if you can get to 1,000 in a year, in 2 years, you're really doing a good job because it's easy to get lost in the mix, and it's easy to get, to the point where it's like, okay, I don't even want to do this anymore. So
yeah, it's really saturated right now.
Very saturated.
I'm off work all week. Our plant shuts down for 4th of July week. So I really have no excuse not to go out and do something. I just got to see if I have the get up and go to do it,
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens this week. Maybe I'll get out, and I'm planning on doing something tomorrow morning. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get the get up and go to do it. Who knows?
Would you guys say you're having more fun doing the podcast, or would you say you're having more fun doing your own individual videos?
Podcast for me, definitely.
I mean, they're both different, I don't.
Yeah, I enjoy the podcast.
I would say if I could pick one as a way for a career, it would be podcasting because it's you get to meet new people, you get to talk, it's you're not running around all day. But I enjoy doing both of them. So
yeah.
I love going toy hunting with my son. Like it's probably one of my favorite things to do. So I wouldn't give up either of them right now.
Yeah, and like I said, I still want to do the toy hunting definitely, but and I still go to the stores. So I just have to get out more. I really do. I have to find the time to get out more. But I do plan on trying that. Trying to get better with it. But the podcast for me is definitely. Like he said, it's a lot of fun. I love doing it. I really don't want to give that up. I really like doing it.
Which one would you pick, Yukon?
This is actually better. I haven't done a video in a while, and I'm going to Dallas in a couple weeks for my birthday, and I'm going to go to Dallas Vintage Toys. So I'm going to do that. That'll probably be my next video. I just haven't. I mean, I'm in the same boat as you guys. I can't go to the same damn places over and over and show the same shit. I've only got like 3 toy stores around me. Showed all those like the last 3 videos. Did a collection video. It's like right now, just taking a little bit of a break. Do some shorts. I got a few new things I'll do shorts on, but it's stale. It's stale right now for any decent. We only have so much content we can do. There's not a huge broad spectrum of things we can do. So I mean, this is really the most fun for me right now. I'm
really like in the process of kind of like changing my toy channel around too, because before I even started it, it was 100% going to be me and my son doing our toy stuff, reviews. Like even our first 2 videos, that's what started off, me and him sitting there doing toy reviews. And it just gradually, pretty fast, gradually ended up just being me for a couple of reasons. But I think now being so saturated and everything, I think I'm going to revert back to really pulling him back into it because he loves doing it too. He's always asking, when am I going to be in a video? And I'm like, dude, you can be in a video any day you want, you know?
Right.
But I think I'm going to pull other things into it too. It's always going to be toy related, obviously. But I think we're going to do some more stuff because I got to change something up. I don't want it to be the same as everybody else, you know?
Well, and that's the hard thing to do, man. It's hard to find that niche where you're not the same as everybody else. It's really difficult.
Mhm.
And honestly, we're not doing anything. I get kind of weird on this. We're not doing anything different than the big guys are. We're not doing anything different than anybody else. It's just that they've been around longer. That's the only difference, you know? So
yeah. And like,
how far can you really go with this?
Yeah, and like T3 says, it's a hobby. You have to make it fun.
Yep.
You can only make it so much fun. And I have 2 Walmarts and a Target that are within 20 minutes from me. That doesn't seem fun to me because there's not a whole lot in there that I collect anymore. I mean, some NECA.
Your problem is you think about it for you though. You got you're making the videos for other people so they know what's in the stores.
But honestly, like, there's not shit at the store these people are looking for. Trust me, there's nothing at my Target.
You can't say that.
I mean, the stuff that's at my stores have been there for a year. So if they haven't found those yet in these other places, like, I doubt I have anything astonishing at mine. And it's I don't know. It's just disappointment when I walk in there. It's terrible. Like Yukon said, he's the same way.
Yeah, well, and Joe, you and I talked about this a little bit behind the scenes. When you pull some of your other hobbies into it, that can kind of re-up it a little bit. You know, that can kind of make it a little more interesting. The problem is, like, okay, so Carlos just asked me a question. He thought about making a video on one of my other hobbies. Well, my other hobby is I play slow pitch softball. How am I supposed to incorporate slow pitch softball with toys? I mean, you can do it. It's your channel. Do whatever you want. It might not be a bad idea, though, because you can bring in new viewers. And if new viewers know that you can have toys and this other thing, possible to double your thing, you know?
Like I planned on doing my mountain biking, but I just haven't been out a whole lot because of time. I've just been really busy and haven't been able to do that much either.
Like you were saying, you kind of like, we're not doing anything different than any of these other people. I think like I said from the beginning, like I think is if you enjoy doing it and you put your time in doing it, and you build your audience, eventually you're going to be one of those other people.
Sure.
It's whether or not you give up is what I believe.
Yeah. I mean, with toys too, it's like with YouTube, it's like, so you see the really big guys, they have like 30,000 subscribers or more, but they're still not getting the views like some of these other people are getting doing other things like I mentioned earlier, like the overlanding and the van life. They're getting millions. They're getting.
Well, this is also a very small community.
It is. I just equate it to that because that's what else I watch, because I'm watching like a young lady who lives in a van, and in the first hour she has 26,000 views.
It's crazy.
And it might have something to do with the bikini on the you know, on the picture, but
that's definitely what it is.
But I mean, so. I don't know. I don't know if toys are ever going to get you 1 million views. I don't think so. I could be wrong. Maybe it's few and far between. But
I mean, unless you're somebody, like, I don't want to name names, but there's maybe 1 or 2.
Handful,
a handful. Exactly.
You have to figure out a way to make it relevant to like everybody. You know, like you got to make
hard.
it.
That's hard.
You got to find a way that it's something that everybody can watch. Like not. I think, you know, going, oh, this G.I. Joe so awesome. You know, that's only gonna be relatable to other people that love G.I. Joes, you know?
Yep. And like T3 said, that's what I plan on doing. Like going out this week. Like I said, I'm going to try to get out tomorrow. I'm already planning on getting up early, trying to video something, trying to get to some of these toy stores. You know, it's difficult for me because for me to leave for 3 to 4 hours is tough because I have 2 dogs at home that are used to having somebody here with them all the time. And now they don't have that all the time. So that's another problem. Like, so my area has went from a big distance to like a smaller distance since January. So it's kind of tough for me to get out 3-4 hours at a time without running back home, making sure they're good to go.
Yeah,
and
it's a huge
stuff like
time
that.
commitment too.
Yeah.
Taking that time to
Mhm.
do it, 3-4 hours, like you said, that's huge. If you got dogs, kids, whatever it might be
Yeah.
that you're responsible for, it's hard to take out that time for a toy hunt. And,
Yeah.
and one that people will, again, are going to be super interested again, because again, like we said, they can go to anybody for that. So it is hard to find that niche and make it interesting with that sort of thing.
Yep.
I agree with Colin. Toy hunter videos are like twofold, getting people to see what is out there, enjoying the stuff you find. Yeah. And then let's see, stepping out of your comfort zone may be difficult, but it's a growing experience. Yep, absolutely. All right, boys. Well, I got one final question for you. I want to know your wish list. I want to know, give me 2 or 3 people that you would absolutely love to have on your show and why.
Jeez.
Oh, you gotta ask the hard questions, eh?
Yeah, man.
Well, I've already reached out to Kane Hodder. He's the he played Jason
Nice.
Voorhees.
Yes.
I would love to have him on, but he's again probably gets a million DMs, and he probably just got lost in the shuffle.
That's a good one.
I would
I
love
like
to
that.
have him
I
on.
like
That's
that. That's
one
a
of
good
mine. And then I guess for me, the other two would be Lifestyle Overland. I would love to have them on because they have traveled all the way to Alaska and beyond in their Forerunner, doing overlanding and camping. And then, I don't even know the third one. I got to think for a minute while Colin tells you something.
Are we talking like
Anybody.
dream, like top of the list? Like,
Yep.
oh, I would like to sit down with Sean White.
There you go. Nice.
I would love to sit down with Steve-O.
that would be an easy one, man. You wouldn't have any problem filling time with that one.
And a third one for me would be Wonder Hussy. I don't know if anybody watches her, but she lives in Las Vegas, Nevada. She lives in Death Valley, actually, and she goes and does all these little excursions to like ghost towns and caves and all these things. And
interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And she's actually pretty engaging and entertaining doing her videos, and she has a lot of followers. I even reached out to her, and I've seen her on a video saying that, don't worry, I'm going to get back to everybody. I just have a lot of DMs. So maybe sometime around Christmas of 25, when she fishes through, she'll finally see mine. Right. And we'll have her on. But she would be so much fun to have on. And so those are probably my 3.
My third one, it's not a specific. It could be anybody from like any of the top toy companies, like from NECA, McFarlane, Hasbro. I want to get them in the hot seat, and I got some questions for any of them. Because all these other people, they get it, like they'll get one of the big guys from NECON, and they just sit there and they like, oh, I love your stuff.
Sit
you're
there
so
and
awesome.
Kiss their ass.
You're
so want the negative.
I got fucking questions.
I would love to see you guys get Hasbro. I mean, I'd be in the front row for that one. I want you guys to grill Hasbro.
Dude, I'm a
fun.
huge NECA person, and I got questions for NECA, dude. Like,
I got questions for their quality department. Yeah,
get Randy on there and grill him up a little bit.
Yeah,
see what he's got.
I definitely have questions about NECA's quality department, so get them on there, right? That'd be fun. But definitely, like, I thought they were supposed to go back to the Windows on Hasbro. Is that just like going to happen eventually soon?
It just takes time.
Yeah, it'll take a
little
little
what they
while.
already had done, I guess.
Yeah, like the next big wave of Black Series. With the Mando and whoever else was in that wave, that one's going to go, and then I think a couple waves away from Joe's, they're going back, and same with Transformers. So it'll probably be like the end of the year, beginning of next year, ish.
Okay.
Oh, and like Carlos saying, McFarlane is hiding behind a PR person. Yeah, dude, they're not going to come on unless they know exactly what you're asking them ahead of time, dude. They won't get caught in that seat. There's no
I don't think Todd is quite there to be able to keep up with most interviews, so that's understandable. Yeah, I get that. He'd get.
It'd be fun to have Todd on, wouldn't it?
Oh, dude, I don't even know if I could talk to Todd McFarlane, honestly.
We'd be nervous. Put it that way.
Don't have him try to, show you anything with the new toys or anything, because that's a little out.
Be like, look at the greens. Look at the greens. They go into the blacks.
Exactly.
Well, to put it in perspective, how bad my Walmarts are, we still have Catwoman sitting there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Good perspective right there.
They had 4 or 5 Catwomen sitting right there on the shelf, and nothing else like newer. Like Don't look for a Keaton Batman at mine. You're not going to get it.
Right. That's like Tony Khan. He would suck because he won't say shit. That's exactly right. That's who
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane reminds me of. Is Tony Khan.
Any of those guys, they're not going to come on. They're going to want pre-submitted questions, and if you go off topic, that'll be the end of it right there.
I thought I heard somebody say that wanted to interview Hasbro is they needed to have their questions submitted for approval, and you couldn't ask anything like PR related about new products, nothing like that, because they're seriously just hiding behind those people. And if you ask anything off base at all, they're like, nope, not doing it. It's only kiss my ass questions. That's basically what they were saying. So yeah, man.
Which is really shitty, like like what does that say about? Oh man, I just.
Yeah, like just take the questions.
Hard to believe I support some of these people,
No, I know.
Answer whatever, man. Let us grill you. That'd be fun.
If you can't handle it, it's like we go on shows, we get grilled. I mean, come on, why can't you? You're never too big for that, right?
No.
So
I don't ever want to be in a position where I have to lie. Like,
right?
Like Tony Khan's interview,
dude. It just gets way too messy.
I don't know about you guys. Those interviews drive me absolutely nuts, especially when MJF's on. It's like he is the biggest little bitch. He just does not say a word. He just sits there, and it's like, is that kayfabe? Is that the way it's supposed to be, or is he really like that?
I just heard he stays in character all the time, like
MJF does, or Tony Khan does.
MJF. Tony Khan's like, I heard the interview with him with Ariel Helwani, and he just was. I can't answer that. I can't answer that. I can't answer that. And I'm like, well, why the fuck? What? Oops. I'm sorry. Why did you even come on the show? Like why did you not want to answer these things? Why did you come on? Because he's going to dig deep. He always does.
I knew MJF stayed in character all the time. No one's that big of an asshole all the time. It's not possible, man.
I've heard he even like if a kid will ask for his autograph, he'll give him a hard time at the signings and shit like that. Yeah. So which I do like. I like staying in heel character. I mean, I think it's cool.
Man, that's got to be hard for kids, though.
Yeah, it is. But the parents have to, say, look, this is what this is, and try to handle it as best they can with the kids. But, I like the old school, like staying in character, like the Iron Sheik used to do. R.I.P. Iron Sheik and all them guys. David Schultz was another one. He would stay in character and smack the shit out of you.
That's what made it feel so real back then.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That's why it doesn't feel real anymore, because it's not real.
Yeah. No. I mean, you got. I don't know if you guys watched a press conference after Money in the Bank last night. Everybody's out of character. Damian Priest is out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins is out of character. Triple H is out of character. I mean, it's like everybody. It's just.
I mean, I love watching old interviews of wrestlers. Oh man, it gets you hyped, dude.
Like Dr. D. David Schultz, you never knew what he was gonna say. Never. Like he was a madman. Like he was like that in real life. I don't think it was even kayfabe. I think it was just him. Yeah. I think that was just him. But
that stuff's not coming back. But I am shocked MJF goes as far as he does, because I've seen videos like you said, him getting in it with kids. He's literally flipping kids off. I mean, it's it's awesome. It's amazing.
Surprised he gets away with it nowadays.
I can't believe the way he talks to. I know it's kayfabe, but the way he talks to Tony Khan. I mean, I wish I could talk to my boss like that. I don't know about you guys, but there's times you just want to tell him
Oh yeah.
I was walking the other day. He was MJF was walking to the ring, and he took his gum out of his mouth and he threw it, and it hit somebody, and the guy was like this, and I'm like, you know what? That's a heel right there. Like he don't even
poured
care
a drink on a kid, man. Did you see that when he poured a drink on a kid? Yeah, it was at some pay-per-view. He poured a drink right on top of some kid's head.
That's nice. I like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You don't get that much anymore.
No, not at all. Last comment. Yeah, to submit 20 questions to Dwight Stahl to Hasbro PR people. Yeah, there you go. That's what it is. So, all right, gentlemen.
Probably got 2 approved out of those 20.
Yeah. Hey, T3. How many did you get approved? Did you even get any approved?
Right.
I doubt it.
Yeah. What's your name and how are you doing today?
Thanks for the interview. Yeah. Right.
How are you?
Right. All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you very much for being on the show. Appreciate it. I'm going to give you guys, either one of you, both of you, plug your stuff, plug where we can see you, what times, and all that.
Take it, Joel.
Yeah, so well, that if and figures 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, and sometimes we go on other nights depending on our guests and what they need. But primarily 9 p.m. Wednesdays you can catch us. And this week we have Old Tom Solo. He does a lot of customizations and photography and dioramas. So we're going to have some examples of those and talk with him. And I think he's going to have a couple of his people that work with him on that. So they're going to be on with him. And then just to throw out another week, we have we have Birth coming back on the 12th. I'll tell you all July. And then Toy Bills is going to be on with us the 19th, and then Big Dub on the 26th. So pretty fun July coming up. And then we got some other things in the works for August. So
Awesome.
It's going to be fun. Yep.
Very cool. All right. Well, everybody in the chat, thanks for joining. Colin, Joe, thank you again, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. I got to double check, but I think JJ's the guest for next week, but I got to double check with him. I haven't heard from him in a while, so I got to double check with JJ. He's supposed to be on next week. And then the week after, I'm going to have Dre and Dave on to talk about their podcast.
Nice.
So stay tuned for that. Thanks again, guys. We will see everybody next week. You guys have a good one.
Thanks, man.
You guys later.
Brother.